Again, if you're curious about the top songs right now on Apple Music for Dolly Parton, here are the song titles. Islands in the Stream, great with country music star Kenny Rogers back in 1983. Then 9 to 5. There Was Jesus is the #3 song that was produced and released in 2019. And then the classic Jolene in 1973. Those are the top 4 songs right now from Dolly on Apple Music. Her impact stretched well beyond her business acumen in Sevier County. Again, she created what is now the largest employer in that county. Here is the philanthropic side of Dolly, and she created something that has touched lives around the world with her Imagination Library.
So I've got the original Little Engine That Could. It was the first one that they put out in 1995.
Memories in book form hold a special place in Jen Webb's heart and top shelf in her office.
And then I've got all kinds of other books. Grover's book of cute things to touch.
The collection of titles has a backstory. As a little girl, Jen could always count on a book from her hometown's most famous resident showing up in her mailbox every month.
When you're growing up and you're little, you don't really understand fame and you don't understand those things, but I knew who was sending me books every month, and so she was the book lady.
The book lady, better known to the world as Dolly Parton. In 1995, the country music legend launched a program in her native Sevier County, gifting books to Jen and nearly 2,000 other enrolled children from birth to age 5. Dolly brought Imagination Library to life, inspired by her father, who never learned to read or write.
You know, even though she always describes him as one of the wisest men that she's ever known, that it held him back probably from achieving all that he wanted to. And he had aspirations. He wanted to take care of his family, which he did as best as he could.
But it is my belief that if you can read, that you can self-educate yourself.
Once Dolly's Imagination Library took root, interest quickly spread. In 2004, then-Governor Phil Bredesen partnered with Imagination Library, taking the program statewide. 3 decades later, Imagination Library ships books to children in all 50 states, Canada, the United Kingdom, Ireland, and Australia.
Well, as we sit here today, it's over 260 million Imagination Library books have been gifted since our inception in 1995, and it's just growing like crazy.
Jeff Conyers, president of the Dollywood Foundation, says each book is carefully picked for children, available in Braille for the visually impaired and in Spanish.
As we know, demographics across the U.S. are changing rapidly. Spanish language is quite prevalent in many parts of the U.S., and so we now have a fully bilingual Imagination Library that's parallel with our core Imagination Library program.
And I am just so grateful and blessed to have been such a small part of it.
Now, as a young professional, Jen says Imagination Library sparked her lifelong love of reading. She went on to study English in college. And 30 years after receiving her first book, The Little Engine That Could, from the book lady, Jen works as a publicist at Dolly's Parks and Resorts.
It's really a testament to just how powerful a simple idea that's from the heart can be. It can really change the world.